Voyading. Nice wave. Good wave as well for Didrik Rossum Jensen of Norway. Norway having a good championship so far. This is Pedro Garcia Palencia, 841 man, just outside the top 10 Europeans. So a man who would have ambitions of making the final. Sergei, the pole, toll pole. And Bresch, the Frenchman, the fastest man in the field. Also, just to give everybody their due, give it a full lineup. We have Kovaček of Czech Republic, Bressett and Mertier of France and Poland, who I've mentioned, Canizaro of Italy, Laber of Belgium, Garcia Palencia of Spain, Zittel Germany, Rossum Jensen of Norway, McGinley of Ireland, Pais of Portugal, Braden of Sweden, and Bershington of Luxembourg. That's the 12 men. Well, with no non-automatic qualifiers, it makes it less crucial, the issue of splits and times, but it's a useful exercise just to see how quick these guys are going. Quickest man in Europe, as we look at Portugal's João Pais, is Edson Barros, a man who's won medals at the past at European under-20 level. Barros on home soil ran 8:22, and you'll recognise him. He's a very, very tall man for a distance runner. No real problems at this stage. And Bresch deciding to get to the front, stay out of trouble, get clear sight of the barrier, because accidents can happen, as seen there. That was Rossum Jensen going to the floor towards the back of the pack, picking himself up. Well, it looks as though McGinley just came to a halt, clambered over, and Rossum Jensen had nowhere to go. That wasn't pretty from either the Irishman or the Norwegian, but up the front, it's Bresch still leading from Labar, the Belgian. Well, Bresch doing everything right, I think. Just getting to the front in this sort of field, trying to confirm his qualification comfortably. Decent pace. When they cross the line this time, they'll have gone through 1 kilometre. So 900 metres completed. And Bresch gets clear sight of the hurdles every single time as he's leading the way. You can see Labar drifting out slightly to the right-hand side, so he gets clear sight of the hurdles as well. Labar looking a bit strained at this stage, but he is an 8:43 man, very useful steeplechaser. And behind him, Garcia Palencia.
McGinley out though, so obviously we saw what happened there with the Norwegian as well, and they're both out of the race. So yeah, seen some attritional events, haven't we? We commented it on the sprint hurdles. Obviously this different type of challenge. Also in the 5,000 meters we had a couple of athletes drop out too.
So they went through 1 kilometre in 2:52.38. So that's a pretty useful pace with a bit of speeding up in the last kilometre. That might well bring them home in something like 8:40. There's not many men who can actually stay with that sort of pace that's being set at the moment by Valentin Breš. Breš, of course, good credentials. Third in the European cross-country under-23 race. So got a medal on the continental stage in Torino back in December. Didn't compete at the European under-20 levels, apart from at cross-country, but did contest the 3,000 metres without the barriers at the European under-18 Championships in Yor, which we've mentioned on many occasions. Having a good run at the moment, and there seems to be a group of 5 separating themselves, which would provide a very easy way of deciding the qualifications. So we have Garcia, Palencia, Meguiar and Zittel. Those are the 5 men in front, and then some way back, about 10 metres between 5th and 6th place, is João Pais of Portugal. So if this group stays together, it'll be very straightforward to work out who's going to go through to tomorrow's final. And Breš still forging ahead. Nice job here from Valentin Breš, doing everything right as far as I'm concerned. Just getting in front, getting clear sight of the barriers, keeping himself out of trouble, and this is a pace he can cope with as well. Garcia Palencia moving up a little bit. Zittel starting to drift off the back just very slightly. So it's still as you were with Garcia Palencia having moved up onto the shoulder of Breš. Palencia at this stage running very comfortably indeed. .841 man. So they went through 2 kilometres in 2:48. So almost exactly even splits, 2:52. And then just a very slightly slower second kilometre. It's Breš, as he's been throughout this entire race, up in front. Pace has just dropped just a little bit on that lap. That's allowed Zittel to keep contact with the leading group as we go through. Hear the bell. Now Breš, he's not really pushing the pace very much. He doesn't need to, but I'm sure he knows that there's only 4 men behind him. Garcia Palencia also working very well at this stage, coming through strongly, seemingly sprinting, doesn't need to. It's the German Florian Zittel, an 8:47 man. It's still the leaders, and then 60 odd metres back from the top 5 back to João Pais of Portugal. So very much set for no complications over the qualifiers in this particular heat.
Yeah, which is positive from the point of view of the athletes in those positions. Interestingly though, we do have these 3 heats, 12 in each, 36 athletes, which is quite high participation relative to other distance events.
And Zittel, well, he's looking good. He's coming through for a personal best by a few seconds. Bresch comfortably taking the win. And behind him, Mergier, no problems for him. Labar and Garcia Palencia. As you said yesterday, just trudging home over that final 100 metres. They knew that they'd got their place in the finals. Well, the rest, no nail biting for them because it's just the first 5 through that get through to the final. But a good win for Bresch. Controlled the race almost from the gun from the front. Came through